I'm going to tell you a story, but the first thing I have to add is time does not work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, and no one is talking to you. Welcome to the cult. And we are continuing right along with our Antichrist Reference Series. Going into the 21st century, baby. Oh, yeah. And we're going into the 21st century with the people who have claimed to be Jesus. Part 5 of this series, because, man, there were a lot of people who did that back in the last century. Not wrap up, but review. We had Jim Jones, Daniel Koresh, the Heaven's Gate dude. We had the Tokyo subway incident guy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bad representations, I'm just saying. Now, we have Alvaro Thais, is Brazilian esoteric guru, made claims to be the second coming of Jesus in 1979, but allegedly having a revelation conclusions during some days in Santiago, Chile. Following supposed epiphany, he changed his name to Enrique Cristo. I believe we already talked about him, and began to preach the doctrine, having traveled to several countries in Latin America and Europe. He also founded the Institution Suprema Orden Universalis de Santísima Trinidad, Supreme Universal Order of the Holy Trinity, on February 28, 1982, after invading the Metropolitan Cathedral of Belém, where he attacked the vicar and broke images. I wonder if he actually broke an image over the vicar's head, because that would be quite a story. When arrested, he claimed that he was practicing the Libertarian Act. That's interesting. After spending 50 days in San Jose Libertad prison, Enrique was released and returned to Curitiba, where he is probably still living it up. Apollo Quiboloy, born 1950, founder leader of the Philippines-based Restoration Church Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, Incorporated. Wow. He has made claims that he is the appointed Son of God. Yeah, also appointed chairman of the board. What is that? Boo on you, Apollo Quiboloy. Deciding that you're the second coming and then starting a corporation. Classy. Very classy, Apollo Quiboloy. Alan John Miller, born 1962, or more commonly known as A.J. Miller, former Jehovah's Witness elder, and current leader of the Australian-based Divine Truth Movement. Wow, apparently some shady stuff's going down in Australia. Miller claims to be Jesus Christ reincarnating the others in the 20th century and spread the message that he calls the divine truth. Yeah, the divine truth that A.J. Miller happens to be Jesus. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what the divine truth is. He delivers messages and seminars in various forms of media, along with current partner Mary Suzanne Luck, who identifies herself as Mary Magdalene. Can you imagine that? Like, seriously. Like, I am having difficulty imagining that this actually happens, but it has to. Can you imagine, like, having people come to you to pay you money for you to tell them that you're Jesus? That is essentially the racket that Alan John Miller and I guess Apollo Quiboloy have set up for themselves. And that is nothing other than a straight up racket. Like, WTF, yo, they actually have a Christ racket. They both have Bolai Christos Nagama. They both have Jesus corporations. What is this? What? Ay. Jesus is probably sitting up on his crucifix right now going like, what happened? What happened between when I am up here and what's going on all the way out there? Dang. Alright, Dolores Kane, born 1965, was a former MI5 officer and whistleblower who in the summer of 2007 proclaimed herself to be the Messiah. She has released a series of videos on YouTube claiming to be Jesus, although she has not built up any noticeable following since her claims. That's interesting. You know what? I should look up those videos so I can like check on what Dolores Kane is using as her justification or her basis in being the second coming. Because like, there's no way I'm going to be shelling out money to Alan John Miller to find out like why he believes that he's Jesus. That ain't happening. Well, if it's like for free on YouTube, like from Dolores Kane, I may as well look that up. See if I can be like, wow, that's Alright, I don't even know what the case being presented by Dolores Kane is, so I can't even be like, oh, well, that is some self-indulgent BS, or that is some very interesting actual, like, reasoning and justification. Like, I actually don't know. I don't know. But I might look that up. Maurice Clemens, 1972-2009, an American felon responsible for 2009 murder of 4 police officers in Washington State, referred to himself in May 2009 as Jesus. Yeah. Maurice Clemens, F minus. You murder, like, oh wait, you're a felon that murders 4 police officers, and your defense is that you Jesus. Ain't gonna fly. Ain't flying with me. Ain't gonna fly with anyone else. Amy Carlson, 1975-2021 leader of the religious group Love Has Won, said she was deity known as Mother God. She claimed she was Mother Earth Gaia, Cleopatra, Jesus, Joan of Arc, Harriet Tubman, and Marilyn Monroe. She claimed to be full memory of her lives, including being hanged on the cross as Jesus. That's interesting. That's interesting. It's interesting that she phrased it as being hanged. That's interesting. I'm not necessarily like she. The interesting thing about that is that seems to me that like Amy Carlson, while not the second coming, definitely had a vision of Jesus on the cross. It is interesting. That would have made her a prophet, a little bit confused, but still a prophet. Oscar Romero Tego Hernandez, born 1990. In November 2011, he fired 9 shots at a Romanian Kuga, with a Romanian Kuga SA semi-automatic rifle at the White House in Washington, D.C., believing himself to be Jesus Christ sent to unalive U.S. President Barack Obama, who he believed to be the Antichrist. Oof. That's a bad look. Thinking Obama's the Antichrist. That's so rude. Enjoy being in prison, Oscar Romero de Hernandez. Because, like, Obama's not the Antichrist. I'm not saying he was like a model president or anything. But in fact, he was pretty disappointing in a lot of ways. But my point is, he ain't no Antichrist. Tucking Cannon, born 1981, former head of the South Carolina Republican Party, was arrested in 2018 for killing and mutilating his mother's dog. Oh, that's gross. He claimed at least he was the second coming of Jesus Christ and that God had told him to do it because every 1,000 years there needs to be a sacrifice and blood must be spilled. Talking canon, what about 1,000 years ago? What about it? Come on, what about it? What happened 1,000 years ago? Where was this, like, very specific 1,000 year bloodletting? Huh? Because, like, it's been 2,000 years since, like, the Jesus thing happened on the cross. And you did that thing to do a bloodletting 2,000 years later. But, like, what about 1,000 years ago? What about the 1,000 year mark in between? How about those? Like, acting like that doesn't matter when it would have to if you're saying it's all about a blood sacrifice. Gabby Hanna, born 1991, American internet personality, singer-songwriter, went on a multi-post rant on TikTok in August 2022, claiming the second coming of Jesus. Wow, we have announcements so far on TikTok and on YouTube. Wow. One from Gabby Hanna on TikTok. Oh. Man, I don't want to download TikTok. Oh, man, I don't want to download TikTok just to look at that. It's so disappointing. I better not have to download TikTok. Ezra Miller, born 1992. Oh, Ezra. Oh, Ezra. Born in 1992, an American actor who, in June 22, allegedly referred to himself as Jesus, the devil, and a Messiah to Native Americans. That brings me to the point of, after this, we'll be getting into our list of Messiahs. Interesting fact about that when we get to that episode. But we'll be there shortly. Miller later claimed he's seeking treatment for complex mental health issues. Seems like he never really got the treatment that he said he was looking for. Just saying. J. Renz born 2000, also known as Senior Aguila and the president of Sakarana Bayanihan Services. Ex-member claimed that Aguilera allegedly believed himself to be God, the reincarnation of Santo Niño, and the Messiah. Yet again. What is it with people not being able to handle the basic core concept that if you are Jesus, you're not God himself? Why is this so hard for so many of them to understand? Like, it seems like a pretty basic core concept to me. I don't get it. Jeff Devine, aka Jeff Bryan, co-founder of Twin Flame Universe. Oh, the Divines. Wow, those two. What a pair of pieces of work those two are. Co-founder of Twin Flame Universe has claimed that historical depiction of Jesus actually depicts himself as the second coming. Wrong. That's Cesar Borgia. All of those, like, all of the old depictions of Jesus, all of them, like, after basically a certain point, basically after Cesar Borgia it came to existence, like, after like the picture of Cesar Borgia as Jesus came around, like, that was the one that pretty much everyone uses. Like, it just is. Anyway, that is it for the 2000s, or I mean not 2000, for the current list of people claiming the second coming of Christ in the 21st century. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.